Have you ever noticed those people who never post their pictures? No selfies, no birthday pictures, no vacation updates. While the whole world seems to be shouting, "Look at me," these people quietly stay in the background. And the most interesting part? Psychology says this behavior may not be random. It can actually reveal a lot about their mindset, confidence, and emotional maturity. So let's understand the psychology of people who rarely post their photos on social media. 1. Privacy over popularity. Psychologists suggest that for people who stay less visible online, privacy isn't a luxury, it's a priority. They like deciding how much the world gets to know about them. They're not antisocial, they don't have a problem with people, they simply want to keep their mental space clean. While some people look for validation through likes and comments, these people are more comfortable with self-validation. They don't constantly think, "What should I post so people will be impressed?" They already feel secure within themselves, and that can be a quiet sign of genuine confidence. 2. Strong self-awareness. Research suggests that people who post less may have greater clarity about their self-concept. In simple words, they know who they are, what they want, and what doesn't really matter to them. Their happiness isn't measured by other people's reactions, it's measured by their own actions. They don't chase every trend, they don't live for comparison. Their source of happiness isn't always outside, it's often within. And that can be a sign that someone is at peace with their own mind. 3. Emotional security and inner confidence. People who rarely post their pictures aren't necessarily insecure. They may simply be emotionally secure. They don't need to show their face to prove their worth. They already feel, "I am enough." Psychologists often associate this kind of confidence with healthy self-esteem. These are the people who don't constantly chase approval. They don't spend all their energy seeking attention. Instead, they invest their time in real-world goals rather than online performance. For them, the likes that matter most aren't the likes on a screen. They're the things they genuinely like about the life they're building. 4. Deep thinkers versus online performers. These people don't always feel the need to show off. They observe. They think before they speak or post, and they post only when they feel something is actually worth sharing. One reason may be that they have a stronger internal standard for evaluating themselves. Their sense of worth isn't completely dependent on other people's comments. They measure themselves by their own standards. Superficial conversations may bore them, but meaningful conversations, those can be priceless. They don't just want to show, they want to feel. And perhaps the biggest reason is that they understand the game of the digital illusion. Social media can create the illusion that everyone else is living a perfect life. Everyone is traveling, everyone is happy, everyone looks amazing, and apparently nothing ever goes wrong. Psychology calls one part of this social comparison theory, the tendency to compare our real lives with other people's carefully selected highlights. People who protect their privacy may be less trapped by this comparison cycle. They understand that peace can be more valuable than performance. They choose mental clarity over constantly building an online identity. So the next time you meet someone who never posts their pictures, don't automatically assume they're shy, boring, or insecure. Maybe they're simply more grounded. Maybe they're emotionally more secure. Maybe they've spent more time understanding themselves, because they understand something very simple. You don't always need to be seen. You need to understand yourself. They don't desperately need to be noticed, because they've already learned how to see themselves. And maybe, just maybe, that's what real confidence looks like. If you enjoy understanding why people think and behave the way they do, subscribe to Stick, because here we don't just scroll, we understand the human mind.